Hey guys, I'm Kaylin. Welcome back to Fable Hill Farm. This is a really exciting video because this is the first video where I am shooting out in my greenhouse in 2021. So that really makes the joyful gardener inside of me excited about the prospect of spring, and I am excited to be able to share my passion and my experimentation and all of the learning that comes along with gardening and growing your own food. It's something that is really, really near and dear to me because I truly believe that food can be medicine, and food is one of the best ways that you can keep yourself healthy and also happy, because so much happiness and joy can come from cooking with your family, cooking for your family, even cooking for yourself, and knowing that the food that you're eating and the food you're feeding your family is healthy, that it was grown with love, and it's right outside your door. There are so many wonderful lessons, life lessons to be learned from gardening, and I'm sure many of you who are here watching this video already know that. And if you don't, welcome to the wonderful world of gardening. I'm so excited that you're even thinking about gardening. You should definitely garden. It is so great for the mind to quiet itself, for the hands to get dirty, for your hands to work with soil and to feel the earth. It's a really powerful thing. It can be a really spiritual thing to garden, and I'm just so excited for the 2021 gardening season. So today we are going to be mixing up some seed starting mix and starting some seeds. So before I get to what I've got going on right now in this moment in the greenhouse, I'm going to take you guys into my garage and show you the whole process of mixing up my seed starting mix, which there were a lot of other things I had to do before I could come out here and have this tray of moist seed starting mix, which I do actually need to hurry and get my seeds going because it's so hot in here. I honestly can't believe how hot it is. It really feels like spring might actually come one day. Now the tricky part is I just have to remember to come out here and water this and keep this mixture, this seed starting mixture that we made together, moistened. All right, so I'm gonna show you all of the things that I'm using to make my seed starting mix. First, you need an empty tote or something like that so you can mix everything up. I have this tea kettle here with hot water that I've boiled. I might have to do some more, we'll see, and I'll talk in a second about the moisture content of your seed starting mix and why that's important. So you've got a couple of different options. You can just buy a pre-made seed starting mix, and those usually work pretty well. This one is just an organic seed starting mix, enriched with burpee plant food for better results, it says. It's OMRI listed for organic use. It's a 12-quart bag. I believe this was $5.97, so $6, 12 quarts. If you're starting a lot of seeds like I am, and this is something I learned last year because I started so many seeds and I sold plant starts and I grew a ton of tomatoes and peppers especially. When you buy these pre-made mixes, it's going to wind up costing you quite a lot for the quantity of soil you're going to need later down the road when you're actually getting into potting or putting your plants into a larger container. With just doing the little, like I'm using 72 cell plug trays, and I'll show you those in a minute. That's not so bad if you just wanted to buy a bag or two of seed starting mix, but if you're gonna then, talk about potting and using anything that comes in a bag at this price point, it's gonna add up really fast. So just something to keep in mind. So you can buy a seed starting mix, and I just wanted to show this to you guys, and I saw it, and I haven't ordered my bulk garden supplies yet this year. Been waiting for one product to come into stock, and I'll do that in a different video. So I just picked this up because I need it now. I'm gonna dump it into my tote. And now these are things that I had left over from last year, and I'm just gonna show them to you. This is a bag of cocoa coir. Now this is typically something seen in a seed starting mix, but you might also see or use peat moss, and they're somewhat similar, and garden coir or cocoa coir is what is in this as well, this mix. So I think I might be ordering peat moss this year because I found a good bulk price point on it. So I am going to dump this into here. And pro tip, when you're mixing up soil, you wear jewelry, take that off because dirt is a pain to get out. Now I'm gonna mix this up first with what's already in there. Seed starting mix. Now, these two things are perlite and vermiculite, and these help to improve the aeration and the drainage in your soil, which is really important when you're starting seeds. Seeds need light, fluffy, well-draining soil in order to establish healthy root systems. So, perlite and vermiculite are close to the same thing. They have some slight differences. I don't know the specifics on it, to be totally honest, because they're used somewhat interchangeably from what I've seen in seed starting mixes. So I've got a little bit of perlite left. I'm gonna pour some of that in, and then I'll add some of the vermiculite as well. And again, because I just added that bag of cocoa coir, now the ratio is different from what was already in the seed starting mix. So I'm just adding more aeration and fluffiness to the soil by adding these in. If you were just going to use a mix like this, you don't need to then buy these and add them to your mix. So just a quick. I'll show you here. The vermiculite is like more brown, and then the perlite is white. So that has to do with obviously the organic material, the composition, whatever this specifically is compared to this. So I've got that, and I'm just gonna mix it all up. Now I'm gonna pour boiling water over this, and the reason I'm doing that is to kill any bacteria or mold spores or fungal spores, anything like that that might be present in this soil. Even though it's, you know, new, it came out of a bag, it's never been used before as far as, you know, things I've never planted anything in it, but there could definitely still be like gnat eggs or spores that you do not want, you know, to start your plants off with. So this boiling water is going to kill, you know, hopefully anything that's in the soil. So this is it, the greenhouse. Look, the greenhouse of snow has melted. It's a ring around it because it's warmer. That's pretty funny. And we'll peek at our raised beds. We've got to get them a little bit prepped for spring. We won't be planting anything much until our last frost, but I think I will put some lettuces and a couple of things out here, maybe some radishes. When the soil temperature is warm enough, my hands full of stuff. But whew, see my very messy greenhouse, and see what happens when you don't put landscape fabric or rocks or something down. We're going to address that this year. It wasn't in the budget with how much we spent on the greenhouse, and it's almost 90 degrees in here, so that's cool. It's very warm. You can see my remnants from everything plant related from last year. We moved out all these pots and things out here, and I've got to figure out what to do with a lot of this stuff. I used to be super into succulents, and that was before I had a homestead, farm, big garden, all that. I just don't have time, and I don't have the same energy and passion that I used to for my succulents, so I don't need a lot of the pots and things that I probably have. But I've got, you know, some different things, some bags of compost. I gotta get all this sorted out before I get really crazy in here. I'm not gonna clean this today. I just realistically don't have the time. So everything that I'm planting today, I thought I would just touch on with you guys. So I already planted these two in the house, and I am growing them, and I'm growing those under artificial lights just to get started. But I wanted to do an experiment to see if these lettuce seeds would germinate also and grow fine out here in the greenhouse, because that means I know next time I don't need to plant them inside and worry about starting them under grow lights if they can effectively germinate and grow out in my greenhouse. So I'm going to be planting some purple sprouting broccoli, which I'm excited about, and some spring rapini broccoli rabe, which we like, and that's just like a long stemmed broccoli. I've got this calabrese sprouting broccoli, which is an Italian heirloom brought to America in the 1880s, so I thought I would try that. I've also got some golden acre cabbage here, some snowball Y, which I'm assuming is just a plain white cauliflower. I've got some mammoth red rock cabbage here from M.I. Gardner, and then I'm also gonna try my slow boat cilantro out here as well, because again, if I don't have to grow it in the house and I can still harvest it, then that is so much better to utilize my greenhouse. This is only our second year with our greenhouse. We just built it last year, and so I didn't get an opportunity this time last year because I didn't have this greenhouse until I think May is when we built it, April or May, to be able to do these things earlier and, you know, see if those things could hold up to the climate that we have here in West Michigan. I've also got this Waltham, which is just like a regular green broccoli, and these Long Island improved Brussels sprouts that I'm gonna try as well. I've never grown most of these things. I've never grown broccoli, I've never grown cabbage, I've never grown cauliflower. I just wanted to give it a shot. And if I'm not successful in the spring, I'll be able to try again in the fall. So just remember that when you're nervous about starting something, when it comes to growing your own food, just try it. What's the worst that can happen? The seed doesn't grow, the plant doesn't grow. Well, I'm sure you will have a lesson learned from how you started it, when you started it, what went wrong, and you'll have more knowledge and wisdom to go forward into the next gardening season with. So don't be afraid to try, just grow food. So I'm just gonna go ahead now and label all this and get my seeds in the ground. So there we have it. I've got everything planted and labeled, and I'm super happy to see this out in my greenhouse. You don't want to have your seeds out in an 80-degree, you know, 90-degree greenhouse and have the soil mix dry up and then never water it again and expect your seeds to grow. So I have to remember, because I haven't been out in the greenhouse in so long, I had any reason to be out here, and I've had to trudge through a lot of snow in previous days just to come out here and get my pots and everything so I could get all that washed up. It was a lot of work, so now I got to remember the greenhouse is a good place because things are growing in it, so I need to come out here every day and check. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to sharing more gardening content with you, and if you're not already subscribed, if you're interested in growing your own food, if you're interested in seed starting, or just checking out what I've got going on in my garden this year on our little 10-acre homestead here in West Michigan, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post new videos. And as always, leave me a comment down below. Let me know who you are, what you're doing, what you're dreaming of, what your goals are for this year. I love to hear from all of my viewers, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you in the next video.